Welcome back to Footnotes and Folly, and to the end of Coriolanus. I am Pemberton. This is part 4, and the tragedy closes in. Rome is in terror, for Coriolanus and the Volscian army stand at her gates, and the people who banished him now curse the tribunes who urged it. One after another the city's great men go out to beg him for mercy, first the general Menenius, then the old friend Menenius, and one after another he turns them coldly away. Then comes the one embassy he cannot refuse, his mother Volumnia, his wife Virgilia, and his little son, kneeling in the dust before him to plead for Rome. In the play's mighty scene the Iron Man is at last broken not by an enemy, but by his mother's tears, and he spares the city, knowing full well it may cost him his life. And in Antium, the jealous Aufidius is waiting, with a charge of treason and a band of conspirators. Let us finish it.
The two tribunes, Sicinius and Brutus, enter a public place in Rome. We hear nothing of him, and we have no need to fear him. The cures for what he stirred up are gentle ones, the peace we now have, and the quiet of the people, who before were in wild disorder. Here we make his friends ashamed that the world is going well. They would rather see angry crowds filling the streets, even if they themselves suffered by it, than see our tradesmen singing in their shops and going about their work peacefully. We held our ground at the right time. Is that Menenius? Menenius enters. It is. Oh, he has grown very kind lately. Greetings, sir. Greetings to you both. Your Coriolanus is not much missed except by his friends. The Commonwealth stands firm, and it would still stand even if he were angrier at it. All is well, and it might have been much better if he could have adapted himself to the times. Where is he? Have you heard? No, I hear nothing. His mother and his wife hear nothing from him. 3 or 4 citizens enter. May the gods preserve you both. Good evening, neighbors. Good evening to you all, good evening to you all. We, our wives, and our children are bound to pray for you both on our knees. Live and prosper. Farewell, kind neighbors. We wish Coriolanus had loved you as we did. Now may the gods keep you. Farewell, farewell. The citizens leave. This is a happier and more orderly time than when those fellows ran through the streets crying out for chaos. Caius Marcius was a worthy officer in war, but insolent, overcome with pride, ambitious beyond measure, and in love with himself, and aiming at one single throne, with no one sharing power with him. I do not think so. If he had gone on as consul, we would all, to our grief, have found it so by now. The gods have wisely prevented it, and Rome sits safe and quiet without him. And Edile enters. Worthy tribunes, there is a slave, whom we have put in prison, who reports that the Volsces have entered Roman territory with 2 separate forces, and with the deepest hatred of war are destroying everything in front of them. It is Aufidius. Hearing of our Marcius's banishment, he thrusts his horns out into the world again. Those horns were tucked away when Marcius stood for Rome, and he did not dare even peep out. Come, why are you talking of Marcius? Go see the rumor spreader whipped. It cannot be that the Volsces dare break peace with us. It cannot be. We have records showing that it very well can be, and 3 examples like it have happened in my lifetime. But question the fellow before you punish him. Ask where he heard this, in case you whip your own intelligence and beat the messenger who tells you to beware of what ought to be feared. Do not tell me that. I know this cannot be. It is not possible. A messenger enters. The nobles are all going in great haste to the Senate house. Some news is coming that has changed their faces. It is this slave. Go whip him in front of the people. His disturbance is nothing but his report. Yes, worthy sir, but the slave's report is confirmed, and more is being told, more frightening still. What is more frightening? It is being said openly by many mouths, though I do not know how likely it is, that Marcius, joined with Aufidius, leads an army against Rome and vows revenge as wide as the distance between the youngest thing alive and the oldest. That is very likely. It has been stirred up only so that the weaker sort may wish good Marcius home again. That is exactly the trick of it. This is unlikely. He and Aufidius can no more be reconciled than the most violent opposites. A second messenger enters. You are sent for to the Senate. A fearful army, led by Caius Marcius and joined with Aufidius, is raging through our territories. They have already forced their way through, burned and taken whatever lay before them. Menenius enters. Oh, you have done fine work. What news? What news? You have helped bring about the violation of your own daughters, and helped melt the lead from the city roofs down onto your heads, and helped make you watch your wives dishonored before your faces. What is the news? What is the news? Your temples will be burned down to their foundations, and the freedoms you stood on will be squeezed into a hole as small as an auger's bore. Please now, your news. I fear you have made fine work of it. Please, your news. If Marcius should be joined with the Volscians. If he is their god. He leads them like a being shaped by some power greater than nature, one that makes men better than men, and they follow him against us poor children with as much confidence as boys chasing summer butterflies, or butchers killing flies. You have done fine work, you and your apron, men, you who set so much value on the voice of trades and the breath of garlic eaters. He will shake your own down around your ears, as Hercules shook down ripe fruit. You have done fine work. But is this true, sir? Yes, and you will look pale before you find it otherwise. All the regions are happily revolting, and anyone who resists is mocked for brave ignorance and dies a stubborn fool. Who can blame him? Your enemies and his find something great in him. We are all ruined unless the noble man has mercy. Who will ask him for it? The tribunes cannot do it for shame. The people deserve as much pity from him as the wolf deserves from the shepherds. As for his best friends, if they said, "Be good to Rome," they would be asking him exactly as people should who have earned his hatred, and in doing so they would look like enemies. That is true. If he were putting the burning brand to my house to consume it, I would not have the face to say, "I beg you, stop." You have made a fine mess with your hands, you and your craftsmen. You have crafted finely. You have brought such trembling upon Rome as was never so incapable of help. Do not say we brought it. What? Was it we? We loved him, but like beasts and like cowardly nobles, we gave way to your crowds who hooted him out of the city. And I fear they will roar him back and again. Tullus Aufidius, the second greatest name among men, obeys his commands as if he were his officer. Desperation is all the policy, strength, and defense Rome can make against them. A troop of citizens enters. Here come the crowds. And is Aufidius with him? You are the ones who made the air foul when you threw your stinking, greasy caps into the air and hooted at Coriolanus' exile. Now he is coming, and there is not a hair on a soldier's head that will not become a whip. For as many fools' heads as threw caps up, he will tumble heads down and pay you back for your votes. It does not matter. If he could burn us all into one coal, we would have deserved it. Truly, we hear fearful news. For my own part, when I said banish him, I said it was a pity. And so did I. And so did I. And to tell the truth, so did very many of us. What we did for the best, and though we willingly consented to his banishment, it was still against our will. You are fine things, you voices. You have done fine work, you and your shouting. Shall we go to the capital? Oh yes. What else? Menenius and Menenius leave. Go, masters, get home. Do not be dismayed. These men belong to a party that would be glad if the news were true, though they seem so afraid of it. Go home, and show no sign of fear. May the gods be good to us. Come, masters, let us go home. I always said we were in the wrong when we banished him. So did we all. But come, let us go home. The citizens leave. I do not like this news. Nor do I. Let us go to the capital. I wish half my wealth could buy this news and make it a lie. Please let us go. They leave. Aufidius enters with his lieutenant in a camp a short distance from Rome. Are they still flocking to the Roman? I do not know what magic is in him, but your soldiers use him like the blessing before a meal, the talk at the table, and the thanks afterward. And in this campaign, sir, you are being overshadowed even by your own men. I cannot help that now, unless I use methods that would cripple the very plan we are carrying out. He carries himself more proudly, even toward me personally, than I thought he would when I first welcomed him. Still, in that, his nature has not changed, and I must excuse what cannot be corrected. Yet I wish, sir, speaking for your own interest, that you had not shared command with him, but had either led the action yourself or left it entirely to him. I understand you well. And be sure of this, when he is called to account, he has no idea what I can charge him with, though it seems, and he thinks so too, and to ordinary eyes it appears no less, that he is managing everything honorably and showing good care for the Volscian state. He fights like a dragon, and no sooner draws his sword than he wins. Yet he has left something undone that will either break his neck or endanger mine whenever we come to settle accounts. Sir, I beg you, do you think he will take Rome? Every place gives way to him before he even begins a siege, and the nobility of Rome belong to him. The senators and patricians love him too. The tribunes are no soldiers, and their people will be as reckless in calling him back as they were hasty in driving him out. I think he will be to Rome what the osprey is to the fish, taking it by the natural right of mastery. At first he was a noble servant to them, but he could not carry his honors evenly. Whether it was pride, which daily good fortune always uses to stain a successful man, or a failure of judgment, so that he mishandled the opportunities he controlled, or whether it was simply his nature, unable to be anything but one thing, unable to move from the helmet to the council chair, but commanding peace with the same harshness and bearing with which he commanded war. One of these things, since he has touches of them all, though not all completely, for I will defend him that far, made him feared, hated, and banished. But he has such merit that it almost chokes off the accusation as soon as it is spoken. So our virtues depend on how the times interpret them, and power, however much it praises itself, has no clearer monument than the official seat that proclaims what it has done. One fire drives out another fire, one nail drives out another nail. Rights overthrow rights, strengths fail against strengths. Come, let us go. When Caius Rome is yours, you will be poorest of all, then very soon you will be mine. They exit. In Rome, in a public place, Menenius, Cominius, Sicinius, Brutus, the two tribunes and others enter. No, I will not go. You heard what he said to the man who was once his general, who loved him with special affection. He called me father, but what of that? You who banished him, go yourselves. A mile before his tent, fall down, and kneel your way into his mercy. No, if he was too cold to hear Cominius speak, I will stay home. He would not even seem to know me. Yet once he did call me by my name. I appealed to our old friendship and to the blood we had shed together. When I called him Coriolanus, he would not answer to it. He forbade all names. He was a kind of nothing, without title, until he had forged himself a name in the fire of burning Rome. Why, exactly. You have done fine work. A pair of tribunes who have wrecked Rome to make cold cheap. A noble memory you will leave. I reminded him how kingly it is to pardon when pardon is least expected. He replied that it was only the bare petition of a state to someone they had punished. Very well. Could he say less? I offered to stir up his concern for his private friends. His answer to me was that he could not stop to pick them out from a heap of foul, musty chaff. He said it would be foolish, for the sake of one poor grain or two, to leave the heap unburned and still have to smell the stink. For one poor grain or two. I am one of those grains. His mother, his wife, his child, and this brave fellow too, we are the grains. You are the musty chaff, and your smell reaches above the moon. We must be burned because of you. No, please be patient. If you refuse your help in this crisis, where help has never been more needed, at least do not reproach us with our distress. But surely, if you would plead for your country, your good tongue more than any army we can raise at once might stop our countrymen. No, I will not get involved. Please go to him. What should I do? Only test what your love can do for Rome with Martius. Well, and suppose Martius sends me back the way Cominius was sent back, unheard. What then? I would return only as a discontented friend, wounded with grief by his unkindness. Suppose it happens? Still, your goodwill must receive Rome's thanks in proportion to the good you intended. I will undertake it. I think he will hear me. Yet the thought that he bit his lip and only hummed at good Cominius deeply discourages me. He was not in the right state, he had not dined. When the veins are empty, our blood is cold, and then we sulk through the morning and are not ready either to give or to forgive. But when we have filled these pipes and channels of our blood with wine and food, our souls are more flexible than during our priest-like fasts. So I will wait until he has eaten himself into a mood fit for my request, and then I will attack him. You know the exact road into his kindness, and cannot lose your way. In good faith I will test him, whatever success I have. Before long I will know how I have done. Menenius exits. He will never listen to him. No? I tell you, he sits there like a figure of gold, his eye red as if it would burn Rome, and his sense of injury keeps his pity locked up like a jailer. I knelt before him. He barely said rise and dismissed me with his silent hand like this. What he would do he sent after me in writing. What he would not do he bound himself by oath not to yield, except on his own conditions. So all hope is useless unless his noble mother and his wife, who, as I hear, intend to beg him for mercy toward his country, can move him. Therefore let us go, and with our earnest pleas urge them on quickly. They exit. Menenius comes to an advanced Volscian guard post outside Rome. The watch or guard stop him. Stop. Where are you from? Stand still and go back. You guard like men. That is good. But with your permission, I am an officer of state, and I have come to speak with Coriolanus. From where? From Rome. You may not pass. You must return. Our general will hear no more from there. You will see your Rome wrapped in fire before you speak with Coriolanus. Good friends, if you have heard your general speak of Rome and of his friends there, the odds are strong that my name has reached your ears. It is Menenius. So be it. Go back. The worth of your name will not get you through here. I tell you, fellow, your general loves me. I have been the book of his good deeds, from which men have read his fame set out with unmatched honor. I have always praised my friends, and he is chief among them, as fully as truth would allow without slipping into falsehood. No, sometimes, like a bull rolling over a tricky green, I have gone beyond the mark. In praising him, I have almost put the stamp of truth on a lie. Therefore, fellow, I must be allowed to pass. By my faith, sir, if you had told as many lies for him as you have spoken words for yourself, you still would not pass here, no, not even if lying were as virtuous as living chastely. Therefore go back. Please, fellow, remember that my name is Menenius. I have always taken the side of your general. However much you have been his liar, as you say you have, I am one who serves him by telling the truth, and I must say you cannot pass. Therefore go back. Has he dined, can you tell? I would rather not speak with him until after dinner. You are a Roman, are you? I am, as your general is. Then you should hate Rome as he does. You people drove out the very man who defended your gates, and in the violent ignorance of the crowd you handed your shield to your enemy. Do you think you can face his revenge with the easy groans of old women, the virgin hands of your daughters raised in prayer, or the trembling intercession of a war, now dotard like you seem to be? Do you think you can blow out the fire your city is about to burn in with a breath as weak as this? No, you are deceived. Go back to Rome and prepare for execution. You are condemned. Our general has sworn you out of any reprieve or pardon. Fellow, if your captain knew I was here, he would treat me with respect. Come, my captain does not know you. I mean your general. My general does not care about you. Back, I say. Go, unless I let out your half pint of blood. Back. That is all you are going to get. Back. No, but fellow. Coriolanus enters with Aufidius. What is the matter? Now, you underling, I will run an errand for you. Now you shall know that I am held in honor. You shall see that a guarding jack cannot keep me in his office away from my son Coriolanus. Judge by the welcome he gives me whether you are not already as good as hanged, or marked for some death longer to watch and crueler to suffer. Look now, this instant, and faint at what is coming upon you. To Coriolanus. The glorious gods sit in council every hour over your particular prosperity, and they love you no less than your old father Menenius does. Oh, my son, you are preparing fire for us. Look, here is water to quench it. I was barely persuaded to come to you, but since I was assured that no one but I could move you, I have been blown out of your gates on sighs, and I beg you to pardon Rome and your petitioning countrymen. May the good gods soften your anger and turn the dregs of it upon this scoundrel here, this block of a man, who denied me access to you. Away. What? Away. Wife, mother, child, I know none of them. My affairs are in service to others. Though my revenge is properly my own, my power to forgive rests in Volscian hearts. The closeness we once had, ungrateful forgetfulness, shall poison it sooner than pity shall remember how much it meant. Therefore go. My ears are stronger against your pleas than your gates are against my force. Yet, because I loved you, take this with you. I wrote it for your sake and would have sent it. He gives Menenius a paper. Not another word, Menenius. I will not hear you speak. This man, Aufidius, was my beloved friend in Rome, yet you see how I treat him now. You keep a steady temper. Coriolanus and Aufidius exit. The guard and Menenius remain. Now, sir, is your name Menenius? It is a charm, you see, with great power. You know the way home again. Did you hear how sharply we were scolded for keeping your greatness back? What reason do you think I have to faint? I care neither for the world nor for your general. As for things like you, I can hardly believe you exist. You are so insignificant. A man who has the will to die by his own hand does not fear death from another. Let your general do his worst. As for you, stay what you are for a long time, and may your misery grow as you grow older. I say to you what was said to me. Away. Menenius exits. A noble fellow, I will answer for him. The truly worthy fellow is our general. He is the rock, the oak that cannot be shaken by the wind. They exit. Coriolanus and Aufidius enter the tent of Coriolanus. Tomorrow we will set our army down before the walls of Rome. My partner in this action, you must tell the Volscian lords how straightforwardly I have carried out this business. You have considered only their purposes. You have shut your ears against the general plea of Rome. You have never admitted even a private whisper, no, not from friends who thought they were sure of you. This last old man, whom I have sent back to Rome with a cracked heart, loved me more than any father could. Indeed, he almost worshipped me. Their last refuge was to send him. For his old love, though I treated him coldly, I once more offered the first terms, which they had refused and cannot now accept, only to honor him, because he thought he could do more. I have yielded very little. From now on I will listen to no new embassies or petitions, whether from the state or from private friends. A shout is heard within. Ha! What shout is that? Shall I be tempted to break my vow at the very moment I make it? I will not. Virgilia, Volumnia, Valeria, young Martius, and attendants enter. My wife comes first, then the honored mold in which this body was shaped, and in her hand, the grandchild of her blood. But away affection. Let every bond and privilege of nature break. Let stubbornness be counted virtue. What is that curtsy worth? Or those dove-like eyes which could make gods break their oaths? I am melting. I am not made of stronger earth than other men. My mother bows as if Olympus itself bent in prayer to a molehill, and my young boy has a look of pleading that makes great nature cry, do not deny him. Let the valses plough Rome and harrow Italy. I will never be such a weak young fool as to obey instinct. I will stand as if a man created himself and knew no other kin. My lord and husband. These eyes are not the same ones I wore in Rome. The sorrow that brings us to you so changed makes you think so. Like a stupid actor, I have forgotten my part, and I am lost, even to complete disgrace. Best part of my own flesh, forgive my tyranny, but do not say because of that, forgive our Romans. They kiss. Oh, a kiss as long as my exile, as sweet as my revenge. Now, by the jealous Queen of Heaven, I carried that kiss from you, dear, and my faithful lips have kept it untouched ever since. You gods! I chatter, and leave the noblest mother in the world ungreeted. Sink my knee into the earth, show an impression of deep duty greater than that of common sons. He kneels. Oh, stand up, blessed one. He rises. While I, with no softer cushion than flint, kneel before you and improperly show duty, as if all this time the child and parent had been mistaken for each other. She kneels. What is this? Your knees to me? To your corrected son? He raises her up. Then let the pebbles on the hungry beach flick the stars. Then let the rebellious winds strike proud cedars against the fiery sun, murdering impossibility itself, and making what cannot be done seem easy work. You are my warrior. I helped to shape you. Do you know this lady? The noble sister of Publicola, the moon of Rome, as chaste as the icicle formed by frost from the purest snow and hanging on Diana's temple. Dear Valeria, this is a poor little copy of you, which, when full time interprets him, may show himself to be wholly like you. May the god of soldiers, with the consent of supreme Jove, fill your thoughts with nobility, so that you may prove impossible for shame to wound, and stand firm in wars like a great sea mark, weathering every storm and saving those who look to you. Your knee, sir. Young Martius kneels. That is my brave boy. He, your wife, this lady, and I are all petitioners to you. Young Martius rises. I beg you, peace. Or, if you must ask something, remember this first. The thing I have sworn not to grant must not be taken by you as if I had denied you personally. Do not ask me to dismiss my soldiers or make terms again with Rome's craftsmen. Do not tell me how I seem unnatural. Do not desire to cool my rages and revenges with your colder reasons. Oh, no more, no more! You have said you will grant us nothing, for we have nothing else to ask except what you have already denied. Yet we will ask it, so that if you refuse our request, the blame may rest on your hardness. Therefore hear us. Aufidius, and you Vulses, listen, for we will hear nothing from Rome in private. What is your request? If we were silent and did not speak, our clothing and the state of our bodies would reveal what life we have led since your exile. Think how much more unfortunate than all living women we are, coming here like this. The sight of you, which should make our eyes flow with joy and our hearts dance with comfort, instead forces them to weep and tremble with fear and sorrow, making the mother, wife, and child see the son, the husband, and the father tearing out his country's bowels. And to pour us your enmity is most deadly. You bar us from praying to the gods, a comfort every one but us may enjoy. For how can we, alas, how can we pray for our country, to which we are bound, and also pray for your victory, to which we are bound? Alas, either we must lose our country, our dear nurse, or else lose you, our comfort within that country. We must find plain calamity whichever side wins, even if we had our wish, for either you must be led like a foreign traitor in chains through our streets, or else you must triumphantly tread on your country's ruin and win the palm for bravely shedding the blood of your wife and children. For myself, son, I do not intend to wait on fortune until these wars are decided. If I cannot persuade you to show a noble grace to both sides rather than seek the destruction of one, you shall no sooner march to assault your country than tread, trust it, you shall not, on your mother's womb that brought you into this world. Yes, and on mine, which brought you this boy to keep your name alive through time. He shall not tread on me. I will run away until I am bigger, then I will fight. A man who would not need a woman's tenderness must not look on a child or a woman's face. I have sat too long. He rises. No, do not leave us like this. If our request were meant to save the Romans by destroying the Vulses whom you serve, you might condemn us as poison to your honor. No, our suit is that you reconcile them, so the Vulses may say, this mercy we have shown, and the Romans, this mercy we received, and both sides may greet you and cry, be blessed for making this peace. You know, great son, that the end of war is uncertain, but this is certain. If you conquer Rome, the benefit you gain will be a name whose repetition will be hounded by curses, whose history will be written like this. The man was noble, but with his last attempt he wiped it out. He destroyed his country, and his name remains hated by the age that follows. Speak to me, son. You have loved the finest strains of honor and tried to imitate the graces of the gods, to tear the wide cheeks of the air with thunder, and yet to charge your lightning with a bolt meant only to split an oak. Why do you not speak? Do you think it honorable for a noble man always to remember wrongs? Daughter, you speak. He does not care for your weeping. Speak, boy. Perhaps your childishness will move him more than our reasons can. There is no man in the world more bound to his mother, yet here he lets me chatter like someone in the stocks. You have never in your life shown your dear mother any kindness when she, poor hen, fond of no second brood, clucked you off to the wars and safely home, loaded with honor. Say my request is unjust and kick me back, but if it is not, then you are not honest, and the gods will punish you for withholding from me the duty that belongs to a mother's part. He turns away. Down, ladies. Let us shame him with our knees. More pride belongs to his surname Coriolanus than pity belongs to our prayers. Down. An end. They kneel. This is the last. So we will go home to Rome and die among our neighbors. No, look at us. This boy, who cannot say what he wants, but kneels and holds up his hands because we do, argues our petition with more strength than you have to deny it. Come, let us go. They rise. This fellow must have had a Volscian for his mother, his wife must be in Coriolis, and his child must only by chance look like him. Yet give us our answer. I am silent until our city is on fire, and then I will speak a little. Coriolanus holds her by the hand, silent. Oh, mother, mother, what have you done? Look, the heavens open, the gods look down, and they laugh at this unnatural scene. Oh, my mother, mother, oh! You have won a happy victory for Rome, but for your son, believe it, oh believe it, you have prevailed over him most dangerously, if not mortally. But let it come. Aufidius, though I cannot make true war, I will shape a fitting peace. Now, good Aufidius, if you were in my place, would you have listened to a mother less? Or granted less, Aufidius? I was moved by it. I would swear you were. And, sir, it is no small thing to make my eyes sweat with compassion. But, good sir, advise me what peace you will make. For my part, I will not go to Rome, I will return with you. And I ask you, stand by me in this cause. O mother! Wife! He speaks aside with them. I am glad you have set your mercy and your honor at odds within you. From that I will work myself back to my former fortune. Yes, soon, but we will drink together, and you shall carry back a better witness than words, which we will have sealed on the same conditions. Come enter with us. Ladies, you deserve to have a temple built for you. All the swords in Italy, and all her allied arms, could not have made this peace. They all exit. Menenius and Sicinius enter in a public place in Rome. Do you see that corner of the Capitol over there, that cornerstone? Why, what about it? If you could possibly move it with your little finger, then there might be some hope that the ladies of Rome, especially his mother, could persuade him. But I say there is no hope of it. Our throats have been sentenced, and only wait for execution. Is it possible that so short a time can change a man's nature so much? There is a difference between a grub and a butterfly, yet your butterfly was once a grub. This Martius has grown from a man into a dragon. He has wings now, he is more than something that crawls. He loved his mother dearly. So did he love me, and now he remembers his mother no more than an old horse would. The sourness of his face could turn ripe grapes bitter. When he walks, he moves like a war machine, and the ground seems to shrink before his steps. He could pierce armor with his eyes. He speaks like a funeral bell, and even his low murmur sounds like artillery. He sits in his command like something made for Alexander. Whatever he orders done is finished as soon as he commands it. He lacks nothing of a god except immortality, and a heaven to sit enthroned in. Yes, he lacks mercy if your report of him is true. I am painting him exactly as he is. Watch what mercy his mother gets from him. There is no more mercy in him than there is milk in a male tiger. Our poor city will find it out, and all of this comes from you. May the gods be good to us. No, in a case like this, the gods will not be good to us. When we banished him, we showed no regard for them, and now that he returns to break our necks, they show no regard for us. A messenger enters. Sir, if you want to save your life, run home. The plebeians have seized your fellow tribune and are dragging him up and down, all swearing that if the Roman ladies do not bring comfort back, they will kill him inch by inch. Another messenger enters. What is the news? Good news, good news. The ladies have succeeded. The Volscians have broken camp, and Martius is gone. Rome has never yet greeted a happier day, not even when the Tarquins were driven out. Friend, are you certain this is true? Is it absolutely certain? As certain as I know the sun is fire. Where have you been hiding that you doubt it? No swollen tide ever rushed so fast through an arch as the newly comforted people are rushing through the gates. Listen. Trumpets, hautboys, and drums all sound together. The trumpets, sackbuts, psalteries, and fifes, the tabrets and cymbals, and the shouting Romans make the sun dance. Listen. A shout is heard within. This is good news. I will go meet the ladies. This Volumnia is worth a whole city full of consuls, senators, and patricians, and worth a sea and land full of tribunes like you. You prayed well today. This morning I would not have paid a small coin for 10,000 of your throats. Listen to how they rejoice. The sounds continue mixed with shouts. First, may the gods bless you for your news. Next, accept my thanks. Sir, we all have great reason to give great thanks. Are they near the city? They are almost ready to enter. We will meet them and add to the joy. They exit. 2 senators enter near the gate in Rome, with ladies, Volumnia, Virgilia, and Valeria, passing over the stage with other lords. Look at our protectress, the life of Rome. Call all your tribes together, praise the gods, and light triumphal fires. Scatter flowers before them. Drown out the noise that banished Martius. Call him back with a welcome given to his mother. Cry, welcome, ladies, welcome. Welcome, ladies, welcome. A flourish sounds with drums and trumpets. They exit. In a public place in Antium, Tullus Aufidius enters with attendants. Go tell the lords of this city that I am here. Give them this paper. When they have read it, ask them to come to the marketplace. There, in their hearing, and in the hearing of the common people, I will prove that it is true. The man I accuse has already entered the city gates and means to appear before the people, hoping to clear himself with words. Go quickly. He gives them a paper. The attendants leave. 3 or 4 conspirators of Aufidius's faction enter. You are very welcome. How is our general? Like a man poisoned by his own generosity, and killed by his own kindness. Most noble sir, if you still hold the purpose for which you wanted us as partners, we will free you from your great danger. Sir, I cannot say yet. We must move according to how we find the people. The people will stay uncertain as long as there is disagreement between you two. But if either one of you falls, the survivor inherits everything. I know it. And the reason I have for striking at him can be fairly defended. I raised him up, and I pledged my honor for his loyalty. Once he had been lifted so high, he watered his new growth with flattery and seduced my friends. For that purpose, he bent his nature, which had never before been known as anything but harsh, immovable, and independent. Sir, his pride, when he stood for consul and lost because he would not stoop. That is what I meant to speak of. Because he was banished for that, he came to my hearth and offered his throat to my knife. I took him in, made him my equal partner in service, gave way to all his own desires. No, I even let him choose from my ranks the best and freshest men to carry out his plans. I served his designs in my own person, helped him reap the fame which he claimed entirely for himself, and even took a kind of pride in doing myself this wrong. At last I seemed to be his follower, not his partner, and he paid me with his mere favor, as if I were a hired soldier. So he did, my lord. The army wondered at it. And at the end, when he had conquered Rome, and we expected as much plunder as glory, that is the cause for which every sinew in me will be stretched against him. For a few drops of women's tears, as cheap as lies, he sold away the blood and labor of our great undertaking. Therefore he shall die, and I will restore myself through his fall. But listen. Drums and trumpets sound with great shouts from the people. You entered your own native town like a messenger and had no welcome home, but he returns splitting the air with noise. Impatient fools, whose children he has killed, tear their low throats praising him. So take your advantage. Before he explains himself or moves the people with what he wants to say, let him feel your sword, and we will follow it. Once he lies dead, the story told your way will bury his reasons along with his body. Say no more. Here come the lords. The lords of the city enter. You are most welcome home. I have not deserved it. But, worthy lords, have you carefully read what I wrote to you? We have. And we are grieved to hear it. Whatever faults he committed before the last one, I think they might have been punished lightly. But to end where he should have begun, and to give away the benefit of our armies, answering us with our own costs, making a treaty where there should have been surrender, this admits no excuse. Coriolanus enters marching with drum and colours, and the commoners with him. He is approaching. You shall hear him. Hail, lords! I have returned as your soldier, no more infected with love for my country than when I left here, but still standing under your great command. You should know that I have acted successfully, and with bloody passage led your wars all the way to the gates of Rome. The spoils we have brought home more than balance a full third of the costs of the campaign. We have made peace with no less honor to the Antiochs than shame to the Romans, and here we deliver what we agreed on, signed by the consuls and patricians, together with the seal of the Senate. He offers the lords a paper. Do not read it, noble lords. Instead, tell this traitor of the highest degree that he has abused your powers. Traitor? What is this? Yes, traitor Martius. Martius? Yes, Martius, Caius Martius. Do you think I will honor you with that stolen name, Coriolanus, robbed from Coriols? You lords and heads of the state, he has faithlessly betrayed your business and surrendered your city. Rome, yes, I call it your city, for a few salty drops from his wife and mother. He broke his oath and resolution like a strand of rotten silk. He would listen to no counsel of war, but at his nurse's tears he whined and roared away your victory, until pages blushed at him and brave men stared at one another in wonder. Do you hear this, Mars? Do not name the god, you boy of tears. Ha! No more. Limitless liar, you have made my heart too large for the body that holds it. Oi? Oh, slave! Pardon me, lords, this is the first time I have ever been forced to scold. Your judgment, my grave lords, must give this cur the lie. And even his own knowledge, he who wears the marks of my blows on him, and must carry my beating to his grave, will join in throwing the lie back at him. Peace, both of you, and hear me speak. Cut me to pieces, falses. Men and boys, stain all your blades on me. Oi? False hound. If your records are written truly, they say there that, like an eagle in a dovecote, I scattered your Volscians and Coriols. Alone I did it. Boy! Why, noble lords, will you be reminded of his blind good fortune, which was your shame, by this godless braggart right before your own eyes and ears? Let him die for it. Tear him to pieces. Do it at once. He killed my son. My daughter. He killed my cousin Marcus. He killed my father. Peace there. No violence. Peace. The man is noble, and his fame reaches around the earth. His latest offenses against us shall have a lawful hearing. Stand back, Aufidius, and do not disturb the peace. Oh, if I had him and 6 Aufidiuses, or more of his tribe, to use my lawful sword against. Insolent villain. Kill, 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 kill him! The conspirators draw their weapons and kill Martius, who falls. Aufidius stands over him. Stop, 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 stop! My noble masters, hear me speak. Oh, Tullus! You have done a deed that will make valor weep. Do not tread on him. Masters, all be quiet. Put up your swords. My lords, when you know is in this rage, provoked by him, you cannot know now the great danger that this man's life threatened you with, you will rejoice that he has been cut off like this. If it pleases your honors to summon me before your senate, I will prove myself your loyal servant, or endure your heaviest judgment. Carry his body away from here and mourn for him. Let him be treated as the noblest corpse that any herald ever followed to its urn. His own impatience takes a great part of the blame from Aufidius. Let us make the best of it. My rage is gone, and I am struck with sorrow. Lift him up. Help 3 of the chief soldiers, I will be one of them. Beat the drum so it speaks mournfully. Trail your steel pikes. Though in this city he has made many widows and left many without children, who still mourn the injury to this hour, yet he shall have a noble memory. Help us. They leave carrying the body of Martius. A funeral march sounds.
And there Coriolanus ends, the unconquerable soldier, conquered at last by the one love he could not harden himself against, and cut down by the rival who could never beat him in the field. He spared Rome and so doomed himself, and Aufidius, who envied him living, gives him a noble memory dead. It is Shakespeare at his most austere and unforgiving, a tragedy with no comfort in it, only the terrible spectacle of a great man too proud to bend and too noble to be small, broken on the wheel of his own magnificent, ruinous virtue. Thank you for sitting with the whole of Coriolanus. Mind the footnotes, and beware the folly.